It's been a long, long time coming. It's been a long, long, long time. It's been a long, long time coming. It's been a long, long, long time.
All right, folks, we changed our minds about kayaking and paddling first. We decided to go out in the boat and do a little fishing, throw some lines in the water, see if we can catch some dinner. And it's so calm out here that we couldn't pass it up. We couldn't pass it up because the last few days have been so crazy windy, and now there's not a breeze, hardly a breeze. So I'm trying to walk down the stairs without taking a screamer. Boy, that'd make good TV, huh? Last time we went out, we forgot our fishing poles and the net. It's horrible. So this time we have the fishing poles, the net, our sweatshirts, just in case it gets chilly. And what else do we need?
Bait, I've got some bait. Hooks, I think we're gonna jig, so I'm gonna put some jigs on there. Got my tackle box. Good to go.
All right.
But I had to change out of my pajamas.
Oh, they were super cute.
Thanks. All right. Are you ready to rumble? Let's do this.
Got to make sure the boat's peeing otherwise your motor's not down far enough. It's a true term. It's a true thing. According to the videos we watched before we brought our boat out on the water for the first time. All right, let's go fishing.
If we catch a couple, we can anchor.
Fun, fun, fun. I just went and checked the batteries. We're doing pretty good. You know, we can get down to 22 volts, I think. 22 volts, pretty sure. Before the generator kicks on, we're at 25.5. We're pulling in about 25 watts on one of the solar panels, none on the other. Didn't expect to see much out here, but we'll make it. That's why you have a generator to kick in if the batteries get too low, instead of having them kill your power for you. But thinking about being up here in the winter and you know, making sure those panels are clear, and things go wrong in the winter, it's a little bit different, a little bit colder, a lot colder. Tons colder. Feels cold right now, but I can't even imagine. Can't imagine what it's like to be up here in the dead of winter in January, February. Yikes. So I was gonna run out to the outhouse, and then the second I was gonna go out, that's happened. I'm all bundled up, ready to go, and nah, it's not gonna happen right now.
Oh, come on.
Jacqueline, will you carry me out to the outhouse, cover me in a tarp?
Don't be a baby.
Oh, now it's lightening up. Lightning? Lighting up. Lightning? Is it lightening up or lighting up? Lightning.
Can you tell us first thing in the morning?
Yeah, it's lightening up. So we had our storm last night. It's gonna rain for most of the day. The wind's starting to come up, and I'm supposed to get 45-mile-an-hour gusts. So I'm hoping that the wind shifts and blows that away, because it blows the boat up against the dock then, as opposed to tugging on it when it comes out of the south. Plus we're sheltered. If you look over this way, there are some islands that shelter us from the wind if it comes out of the north, as opposed to the south. So there was a lot of thunder last night. We heard it. We were laying in bed trying to fall asleep, and just started talking about how the how it sounded like growling outside, and my brother noted that it's probably the skip off the water. It's just echoing around. It's just ripping around. So but it sounded like animals growling outside. All the thunder just kept rolling and rolling and rolling, and the lightning last night was just boom, boom, boom. It wasn't even like gaps between it. It was just literally like fireworks during the grand finale going off. So it's gonna be a rainy day, windy day, but it's not that cold. We haven't hit the cold yet. We've had some really warm weather here. We've been really fortunate.
Welcome to another Healthy Living Tip with Jacqueline. Today I wanted to talk a little bit about recovering from an injury, because I'm recovering from sciatic pain. Oh, and obviously I'm not in the RV or in the off-grid cabin, but all that heavy lifting has really got my sciatica flared up. So what I'm doing is I'm doing a lot of stretching, but I think one thing that we forget is to do core exercises or exercises to strengthen the area where you're injured. Don't forget about that. If you need a stretching video, if you have sciatica like I do, I will pop one in the notes, in the description, and you can take a look at that. And I want to show you another client transformation. If you're interested in my health program where I help people to lose weight and get healthy, you can follow me on Facebook, Jacqueline Hudson Coach, or you can just send me an email, theborderhookups@gmail.com. And that's been another Healthy Living Tip with Jacqueline.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Getting ready to close up the cottage for the season. We just got back from Jacqueline's hometown of the Palm, Manitoba. And got in last night right before dark. So we are getting everything put together. We have a cracked window. I'm gonna put some boards on it. All right, good to go. Got that on. Now I need to put some on the vents in the shed so the snow doesn't blow in. I believe the only reason those vents are on is to keep the heat out when the generator's running, but it's pretty cold right now. So even if the generator starts up, it's plenty cold in the shed, and there's an exhaust pipe that goes out the back of the shed to get rid of the exhaust. So the exhaust isn't going in there. So that's a good thing. One thing that we have to do is put treatment in the diesel tank. We have I think it's a 50-gallon diesel tank, and I have to fill that because you get condensation in there in the winter. I'm gonna top it off. I just did a little Google search to see if I top it off. I spend a lot of time on Google, probably like you guys, unless you've been doing this for a while. So I'm gonna see if it's full, and then I'm gonna put this in there. But I have some more fuel or diesel in the shed. We haven't been running the generator a lot. It's just the batteries have been doing their thing, so it's been really nice. Yeah, it's pretty full. I'm gonna see if I can get any more in there, but we barely touched it. Ever since we got these batteries, it's just been great. The generator barely kicks on, which might be something if we decide to do winter stays here. With you know, obviously there's less sun in the sky for a shorter amount of time. Our panels are south facing, which is good because then the sun goes east to west. Yes, east to west. I had to think about that. And then we get more sun that way. I always double check the label. I accidentally one time I threw diesel fuel in my snowblower gas tank, not even thinking. I was thinking winter blend for winter, and stupid. But so I always double check diesel treat right there. Oh, trying to get in frame. I'm going to save a little for the diesel cans, the filler cans in the shed, just in case I can't get rid of all of those into this big tank. So I'm going to keep a little bit in here. All right, the other thing I have to do is put Stabil. This is called Nautilus. We use Stabil also. It's a fuel stabilizer. I'm going to put this in the boat and then top off the boat. And then we'll do this before we run into town tomorrow to leave for good. Well, for the winter. I'll also start the kicker motor, which is our backup motor, to get it run through that system. So all these things to keep in mind when your fuel tanks are sitting for an entire winter, 6 months of winter. So that's what we're gonna do now. Got to pump more gas in though first. So I got this little pump, this little guy, and I use it to pump gas out of the gas can. I go into town and get gas. You don't need to put premium in these boats. I looked it up. I look everything up before I do it. I try to. And they say, you know, even the lowest grade 85 is fine. The marina only sells premium. So it saves us a lot of money to go into town with the cans and fill up at the gas station and then bring them back and pump them in with this. It's a really slick little unit. I'll put it in the description. I like it. My father-in-law, Andrew, told me about this, and it is a great find, and they're not very expensive. I think I spent like $35. I mean, it seems like a lot, but it's in the grand scheme of boats, it's not a lot. So I'm gonna put some gas in and get this baby topped off for the morning. I was gonna show you this real quick before I forget. Yesterday when we got back from the Jacqueline's hometown, we noticed that our boat was retied to the dock, and I looked down and I'm like, that rope broke. And what happened was, at first I thought the winds were that strong that this rope broke free, or the boat broke free and the rope snapped. No, it rubbed on this 2x4. I'm going to show you here. So a lot of docks, in addition to cleats, which we have here, cleats and these boards, a lot of docks will tie off onto those boards. They're not nearly as strong as the cleats. The rope rubbed long enough and it broke down that board and sliced the rope. So this is what we ended up with. We had a broken rope, and somebody was nice enough to catch it and go down and tie it off. It took us 10 minutes to get it undone, though. It was rock solid knots. So that's what we do. Oh, one last boat out here on the lake. We haven't seen anybody out here, and now we already have a boat, or we still have a boat out here. Cold. Pretty slick, and it has an automatic shutoff too, which is good, so you don't spill gas all over the lake. We're incredibly careful when we fill out here so that nothing spills, not even a drop goes into that lake. I catch the excess in this little bin right here, just so we don't just let that evaporate. So we want to make sure we don't put anything into the lake, because that's got to protect our waterways for sure. So I'm going to go turn the key on the boat and see how much fuel we have, just so I have an idea. So we're about half full, a little over half full, so I'm going to go get some more tanks after this. So we got a little mice catching advice. We took this pop can, or not pop can, Gatorade bottle, and I cut a hole in the bottom and a hole in the top. And then I cut 2 holes in the pickle bucket, I call them, 5-gallon bucket, to give the string something to tie onto at the edge of the bucket. And then the water bottle goes in the middle and it spins. And then you create a little wooden ramp, this little board for the mice to run up and to get to the peanut butter that we slather onto the Gatorade bottle that spins. And they jump on that, and then they spin and they fall into RV antifreeze, so non-toxic. You fall into the bucket and you catch them before they get into the house. So this will go under the house. They're crafty little guys. They'll figure out how to get in, so we got to kind of stop them before they get in. Otherwise they destroy wiring, they'll destroy our sheets, they'll destroy anything they can get to, and then we have to fix all that when we come back in the spring. I hate trapping mice, but I don't know what to tell you.